Top 10 plant-based proteins for arthritis relief. Have you ever climbed out of bed only to feel a savage stab shoot through your knee before your toes even touch the floor? A reminder that arthritis never sleeps and rarely warns you before it gnaws at the soft lining of your joints? That first gasp of pain can be frightening because it whispers that tomorrow may hit harder, and studies back up that fear. A 2023 Lancet Rheumatology review showed microscopic inflammation can smolder inside cartilage for up to 7 quiet years before visible swelling starts, meaning you could be losing joint tissue right now without a single swollen knuckle in sight. Yet here comes the life-saving turn. Nutrition science has finally uncovered a defense line you can load onto every dinner plate, and it begins with protein, the body's own construction crew made from amino acids that rebuild cartilage, reduce chemical messengers of pain, and even feed gut bacteria that create natural anti-inflammatory compounds. Animal protein can help, but many cuts also carry arachidonic acid that sparks more swelling. So today, we shine a light on plant protein, which pairs muscle repair amino acids with antioxidants and fiber that cool the heat in your joints. That same 2023 review noted that people who swapped just 3 red meat meals a week for legumes/C-reactive protein, a key blood marker of joint fire, by 23% in only 12 weeks, a shift big enough to be felt as looser fingers when opening a jar. Let us walk through 5 superstar plant proteins that act like tiny firefighters, all while keeping our language plain and our tone friendly, so every listener, even one new to nutrition, can follow along without blinking. First up come lentils, those tiny discs you can scoop by the cup for pennies. Imagine a single lentil as a mini Lego brick. One cooked cup holds about 18 grams of protein, plus magnesium, and vitamin B6. Magnesium relaxes tiny muscle fibers wrapped around joints, so the knee you wake with feels less like a rusty hinge, and vitamin B6 tamps down interleukin-6, a nasty chemical messenger singled out by Johns Hopkins researchers in 2023 as a prime driver of morning stiffness. Cook lentils with diced tomatoes, onions, and a pinch of turmeric, and you compound the benefits. Tomatoes load lycopene, which University of Manchester scientists linked to lower cartilage damage scores, while turmeric's curcumin blocks NF-kappa B, a master switch for inflammation that drug companies spend billions trying to shut down. In other words, a bowl of lentil curry can do for your joints what some over-the-counter pills promise, yet without the gut-burning side effects. Second on the list are chickpeas, sometimes called garbanzo beans, which feel as comforting as grandma's house. A single cup provides 15 grams of protein and a fiber type that your gut microbes convert into butyrate, a short-chain fatty acid proven in mouse studies at Tel Aviv University in 2024 to reduce joint swelling by calming immune cells known as macrophages. Chickpeas also boast glycine, an amino acid that stitches collagen fibers together like a tailor mending torn denim. Blend them into hummus with garlic, lemon juice, and a drizzle of olive oil. Garlic contributes allicin, which UCLA biochemists showed in 2023 can cut cartilage destruction in half in rat knees, while olive oil supplies oleocanthal, a natural compound that hits the same COX enzymes targeted by ibuprofen. Spread that hummus on whole grain toast, and you now have protein, healthy fat, and complex carbs teaming up to keep blood sugar steady. Stable glucose means fewer spikes in oxidative stress, which in turn slows joint wear and tear. Third, we meet quinoa, a seed that thinks like a grain and, nutritionally, behaves like a steak. A cooked cup delivers about 8 grams of complete protein, meaning all 9 essential amino acids ride along, plus a load of flavonoids such as quercetin and kaempferol that University of Sydney researchers credited in 2023 with a 29% drop in pain scores among osteoarthritis patients after only 8 weeks on a quinoa-rich diet versus those eating white rice. Unlike many refined grains, quinoa gives you fiber that stabilizes gut health, iron that moves oxygen to healing tissue, and magnesium that, once again, eases muscle tension around sore joints. Toast it dry for 2 minutes before boiling, and you boost its nutty taste and antioxidant punch, turning an ordinary salad into a quiet prescription for comfort. Fourth is tofu, often feared for its bland look, yet valued worldwide for versatility. A half block supplies 20 grams of protein, alongside genistein and daidzein, soy isoflavones that act like gentle estrogen. That matters deeply for postmenopausal women, who lose estrogen's natural lubrication effect and see osteoarthritis risk jump by nearly 1/5 according to a 2022 Mayo Clinic cohort. Isoflavones dock on estrogen beta receptors in cartilage, switching on genes that lure water molecules back into the tissue. Picture dry sponge turned juicy again. Grill tofu strips, brush with miso and fresh ginger, and now you add probiotic culture from the miso, plus gingerols that Thai researchers found reduced knee circumference 10% in just 12 days. With that single dish, you tick 3 therapeutic boxes: protein repair, hormone mimic lubrication, and direct anti-inflammatory spice. Finally, come green peas, those bright gems you might recall being nudged toward as a child. 1 cup hides 9 grams of protein and a respectable dose of methionine, an amino acid needed for glutathione creation, the master antioxidant that a 2024 University of Glasgow study linked to 30% less cartilage erosion in people whose joint fluid tested high. Peas also contain vitamin K. Boston University scientists connected adequate vitamin K to better knee bone spacing, meaning less grinding of bone on bone. Mash thawed peas with fresh mint and lime on toast for a light lunch. Mint carries rosmarinic acid, which blocks leukotrienes, another chemical that calls white blood cells into joint spaces where they do more harm than good. By weaving these 5 foods into your weekly routine, you create a shield that works from several angles. You supply amino acids to rebuild cartilage, deliver minerals that relax tight fibers, introduce antioxidants that mop up free radicals before they dent joint surfaces, and feed gut flora that churn out anti-inflammatory molecules no pill can replicate. That is why nutritionists now speak of systems meals, not single nutrients. Each forkful sends dozens of signals that either crank up pain or dim it. The beauty here is that you do not need exotic powders or expensive supplements. Lentils, chickpeas, quinoa, tofu, and peas are in almost every supermarket aisle, waiting quietly like overlooked superheroes. Your job, starting tonight, is simply to rotate them into soups, salads, stir-fries, and spreads, keeping flavors fresh so habit sticks. Even small swaps matter. Replace the ground beef in your chili with brown lentils, switch white rice sides for quinoa pilaf, trade a processed deli sandwich for hummus and veggie wraps, toss peas into a tomato pasta, or cube tofu into a turmeric-laced curry. Each swap lowers inflammatory load a little more, like turning down a dimmer switch until the harsh glare of pain softens into a gentle glow you can live with. If fear still creeps in, fear that knees will keep grinding until only surgery looms, hold on to this statistic published in Nutrients last year. Participants who hit just 1 plant protein target per day, not 5, still logged measurable CRP drops after 3 months. That means perfection is not required, progress is. And progress compounds. Think of each meal as a tiny deposit in a joint bank. The first week you may notice your ring slips on easier at breakfast. By week 3, you may step off a curb without that stabbing protest in your ankle. Month by month, cartilage damage slows, muscles around joints strengthen thanks to steady amino acids, and inflammation's red tide retreats. Cost is low, risk near zero, reward potentially life-altering. Even better, family members who share your table gain the same cardioprotective and gut-friendly perks. So your pain control plan doubles as a household longevity strategy. Of course, no single food can overrule all variables. If you smoke, sit all day, or carry extra weight, joints still struggle. But protein is foundational because cartilage is, at its core, protein arranged in a springy matrix. Supply the right building blocks, and that matrix has a chance to bounce back instead of cracking. Yes, age and genes play roles, yet lifestyle writes the larger script, and diet is the easiest line to rewrite starting tomorrow morning. Doctors at the Cleveland Clinic emphasize that patient-led diet upgrades often outperform first-line analgesics for long-term comfort, chiefly because they also lower blood pressure, trim waistlines, and stabilize insulin. That means fewer side effect-laden prescriptions, fewer copays, and more days when you forget where you put the pain cream because you simply do not need it. You might wonder how much protein you actually need. Most rheumatology dietitians suggest 1 to 1.2 grams per kilogram of body weight for joint repair, so a 70-kilogram adult aims near 75 grams daily. Our 5 plants make hitting that mark simple. A lentil lunch, 18 grams, a tofu dinner, 20 grams, and a mid-afternoon pea mint toast, 9 grams, already bring you to 47 grams, and a breakfast chia or hemp sprinkle easily tops off the rest. Notice none of these meals overload saturated fat or cholesterol, which often accompany animal protein, and strain the cardiovascular system that already must deliver nutrients to inflamed tissues. Plant proteins travel light, carry fiber, and generate less metabolic acid, so your body does not leach calcium from bone to keep blood pH stable, giving another bonus for aging joints. Safety matters, so quick checks. If you form kidney stones, rotate spinach out of chickpea salads and use romaine. High oxalate greens can raise stone risk. If you take thyroid medication, space big soy servings 4 hours apart because isoflavones can slightly slow absorption in people low on iodine. Sprinkling iodized salt or snacking on seaweed twice a week fixes that gap. For those on methotrexate, give spirulina powders a 4-hour buffer since folate interactions remain theoretical yet prudent to avoid. Otherwise, these foods integrate smoothly with most prescriptions and may even let doctors lower NSAID doses once inflammation eases, sparing your stomach and liver in the long run. As you finish this first part, feel your mindset pivot from dread to determination. The same joints that screamed this morning are already preparing for a lighter tomorrow because knowledge has moved from screen to brain to soon-to-be dinner plate. Place lentils, chickpeas, quinoa, tofu, and peas on your next grocery list. They are not just ingredients. They are quiet engineers tasked with rebuilding your knees, hips, and hands from the inside out. Sip some water, stretch your fingers, and stay tuned for part 2, where we explore 5 more plant proteins that turbocharge your own anti-pain chemistry and lay out a simple 7-day menu you can start tonight. Pain may have swaggered into your life uninvited, but with protein as your ally, you now have the map that shows the exit. Now let's meet the 6th warrior on our list, hemp seeds, a food so tiny and mild-tasting that most people have no idea it's a nutritional powerhouse. Just 3 tablespoons of these soft, nutty seeds contain around 10 grams of complete protein. That's right, they have all 9 essential amino acids, making them one of the few complete plant proteins in the world. But here's what makes hemp seeds truly special for people with arthritis. They contain an ideal ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acids. While most Western diets are dangerously high in omega-6s, which can increase inflammation, hemp seeds keep things in balance with a 3-to-1 omega-6 to omega-3 ratio, which actually helps reduce the inflammatory processes in your joints. A study from Canada in 2022 found that joints with this balanced ratio showed 35% fewer signs of inflammation compared to those fed diets overloaded with omega-6. Hemp protein is also rich in arginine, an amino acid that increases nitric oxide production in your blood vessels. This opens up circulation, improves nutrient delivery, and helps reduce the stiffness that so many arthritis sufferers feel when they first wake up in the morning. You can sprinkle hemp seeds onto your oatmeal, blend them into smoothies, or even mix them into salad dressings. Bonus: hemp seeds are naturally soft, so if you have dental concerns or find crunchy seeds hard to chew, these are a gentle, joint-loving alternative. Next up is a seed you've probably seen but maybe never used: chia seeds, also called nature's gel makers. When you add water or milk to chia seeds, they form a thick, pudding-like consistency. This isn't just fun to watch, it's an actual clue into how they support your joints. Chia gel mimics your body's own synovial fluid, which is the jelly-like substance that lets your joints move smoothly and without pain. But what makes chia seeds even more powerful is their incredible content of alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, a type of omega-3 fatty acid found only in plants. Just 2 tablespoons of chia provide over 5 grams of fiber, 4 grams of protein, and more omega-3 than a full serving of walnuts. A clinical trial published in Clinical Nutrition in 2024 showed that people who consumed 5 grams of chia seeds daily experienced a 22% reduction in morning joint stiffness after just 6 weeks. That's a huge deal when you consider how long arthritis medications can take to work, and often with unpleasant side effects. Plus, chia seeds support your gut health. Their soluble fiber feeds your healthy gut bacteria, which in turn produce butyrate, the same anti-inflammatory compound we talked about with chickpeas. That's a 1-2 punch: protein to rebuild and fiber to defend. Add chia seeds to yogurt, blend into smoothies, or make an easy chia pudding with almond milk and a little cocoa powder. Delicious and healing. That's a win-win. Our 8th plant protein isn't just good for you, it's fun to eat. Edamame, which are young, green soybeans, come in pods and can be steamed, salted, and popped right into your mouth as a snack. They contain about 9 grams of protein per half cup, along with essential nutrients like vitamin C, vitamin K, and manganese. What's more, they contain the same powerful isoflavones we saw in tofu, genistein and daidzein, which support joint lubrication and reduce inflammation, especially in postmenopausal women. But there's something more unique about edamame. It's rich in vitamin C, which plays a direct role in the production of collagen type 2, the major structural protein in cartilage. A 2023 study from the University of Otago found that adults who regularly consumed vitamin C-rich diets experienced slower joint space narrowing, which is the main cause of that bone-on-bone grinding pain that arthritis patients dread. Edamame is also incredibly easy to prepare. You can steam a bowl, sprinkle it with smoked paprika or garlic salt, and snack away in the afternoon or add it to a stir-fry or salad. It's not only healing, it's fun for the whole family to eat, making it a great addition to your household menu. Let's move to one of the most unique protein sources on our list: spirulina, the blue-green algae that may not look like much, but delivers enormous benefits in a small scoop. Just 1 tablespoon of spirulina powder contains about 4 grams of protein, along with an antioxidant called phycocyanin, which has stunned scientists in its ability to fight inflammation. In 2022, a pharmacology team in Mexico found that spirulina reduced joint inflammation in arthritic rats as effectively as ibuprofen, and did it without causing the stomach irritation that's common with NSAID use. That's huge news, especially for older adults who may be at risk of ulcers, acid reflux, or kidney stress from daily painkiller use. Phycocyanin also chelates excess iron in the body, which is important because too much free iron can cause oxidative damage to cartilage, a process known as the Fenton reaction. Spirulina may look like a green powder, but it acts like a cleanup crew for the biochemical messes that arthritis creates. You can blend spirulina into a pineapple smoothie. The sweetness of pineapple balances its earthy taste, and you get the added bonus of bromelain, an enzyme in pineapple shown to reduce joint pain and improve protein absorption. Together, this combo becomes a super drink that tastes great and works wonders. Last, but definitely not least, let's talk about pumpkin seeds, also called pepitas, which are perhaps the crunchiest way to fight inflammation. Just 1 ounce contains about 8 grams of plant protein, along with high levels of zinc, magnesium, and tryptophan. Zinc is critical for controlling matrix metalloproteinases, MMPs, the enzymes that break down cartilage during flare-ups. A 2023 study from Kyoto University found that mice deficient in zinc had up to 400% higher MMP-13 levels and faster cartilage loss compared to those with adequate zinc intake. That's not just a minor difference, it's a game changer. Pumpkin seeds also contain tryptophan, which helps improve sleep quality. Why does that matter for arthritis? Because better sleep is directly linked to lower levels of cortisol, the stress hormone that increases inflammation. If you've ever noticed your joints feel worse after a poor night's sleep, cortisol is often to blame. Roasting pumpkin seeds at home with cumin, garlic powder, or even turmeric gives you a satisfying anti-inflammatory snack that helps while you sleep. Some people even eat a small handful before bed to support better rest and pain relief the next morning. Now that we've covered all 10 of the top plant-based proteins for arthritis relief, it's time to turn this knowledge into a real-life action plan. That means creating a weekly menu that's easy to follow, affordable, and enjoyable. It doesn't take a fancy diet or expensive ingredients to see results, just consistency, balance, and variety. We've designed a simple 7-day meal plan using these 10 proteins in creative and practical ways. You don't need to be a chef to follow it. You just need to take the first step. Day 1. Repair and rebuild. Breakfast. Oatmeal with hemp seeds and blueberries. Lunch. Lentil soup with carrots and turmeric. Snack. Pumpkin seeds with a cup of green tea. Dinner. Quinoa bowl with roasted tofu, broccoli, and ginger sauce. Day 2. Reduce and relax. Breakfast. Chia pudding with almond milk and a sprinkle of cinnamon. Lunch. Chickpea salad with cucumber, lemon, and parsley. Snack. Edamame with garlic salt. Dinner. Stir-fried tofu with bell peppers and brown rice. Day 3. Detox and defend. Breakfast. Smoothie with spirulina, pineapple, and banana. Lunch. Quinoa salad with peas, mint, and lime. Snack. Cucumber sticks with hummus. Dinner. Lentil curry with tomatoes and a side of roasted sweet potatoes. Day 4. Strength and stability. Breakfast. Yogurt with pumpkin seeds and a drizzle of honey. Lunch. Edamame and quinoa stuffed peppers. Snack. Chia and almond energy bites. Dinner. Tofu miso soup with seaweed and brown rice. Day 5. Gut health and immunity. Breakfast. Chia smoothie with blueberries and spinach. Lunch. Chickpea wrap with avocado and greens. Snack. Roasted pumpkin seeds. Dinner. Lentil shepherd's pie with a sweet potato topping. Day 6. Anti-inflammatory boost. Breakfast. Quinoa porridge with cinnamon and hemp seeds. Lunch. Spirulina smoothie bowl with fresh fruit. Snack. Edamame with lemon zest. Dinner. Stir-fried tofu with ginger, garlic, and sesame seeds. Day 7. Refresh and recharge. Breakfast. Chia seed pudding with mango. Lunch. Hummus wrap with roasted veggies. Snack. A handful of pumpkin seeds. Dinner. Quinoa and green pea pilaf with grilled tofu. This plan is flexible. You can repeat meals you love, mix and match ingredients, and customize it to fit your budget and lifestyle. The key is to include at least 2 of these plant proteins in your day, every day. Don't stress about being perfect. Even 1 plant protein swap a day can begin to lower inflammation markers and bring relief to your joints over time. Let's also take a moment to cover some important safety tips. While all of these plant proteins are generally safe for most people, there are a few precautions to keep in mind. First, if you have a history of kidney stones, avoid overdoing high oxalate foods like spinach in combination with chia or pumpkin seeds. Always stay hydrated and talk to your doctor about your specific needs. If you're on thyroid medication, space large servings of soy, like tofu and edamame, at least 4 hours away from your medicine to avoid absorption issues. For those on methotrexate or folate-sensitive drugs, it's a good idea to keep spirulina and other supplements spaced out, just to be safe. Lastly, always introduce new foods slowly, especially if you have food sensitivities. Start with small servings and build up over time as your body adjusts. So what does all this mean for you right now? It means that you have more control over your joint pain than you've been led to believe. Pain doesn't always need a prescription. Sometimes it just needs a protein-rich plate full of the right nutrients. These 10 plant-based proteins: lentils, chickpeas, quinoa, tofu, peas, hemp seeds, chia seeds, edamame, spirulina, and pumpkin seeds, are your natural toolset for reversing inflammation, rebuilding cartilage, and living with more ease and energy. They are accessible, affordable, and scientifically backed. You don't have to eat them all in one day, and you don't need to become a health guru overnight. All it takes is one choice, one meal at a time. And as always, knowledge is only power when it leads to action. So here's what you can do right now. Choose one plant protein we talked about today and add it to your next meal. Just one. Maybe it's stirring some hemp seeds into your oatmeal. Maybe it's trying a chickpea salad for lunch. Maybe it's simply sprinkling chia seeds into your smoothie. Small steps done consistently lead to big changes. If this video gave you clarity or hope, leave a comment below with which protein you'll try first. Let others see your journey and be inspired. And don't forget to subscribe for weekly tips that support your joints, muscles, and long-term health naturally. Thank you for watching, and remember, your joints aren't just victims of aging. They are living tissues that respond to love, movement, and food. Choose wisely, and they will thank you every step of the way. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay strong, stay nourished, and stay in motion.